Hi guys!
Hi there.
We got a lot of emails and questions asking how much money you need to live here in Canada and how much money you need to bring here. And of course, this is one of the most important questions being immigrant, because you don't know how this life looks like. And of course, we're trying to show you some aspects and give you some numbers, but in this video we decided to show you and explain a little bit numbers based on if family of 4 people can survive on minimal wage. If 2 parents work, one of them work full-time and one of them work part-time. So this is very interesting, because this is actually what you can expect coming here in Canada. We're not talking about situations when you come in here and you already have very well paid job and like you won't struggle. So we want to show you how much money you would make and your expenses in this case. We live in Canada, in Greater Toronto area. It's Ontario. In Ontario, minimal wage right now, as of January 1st, 2018, $14. They promised that as of January 1st, 2018, it could be $15 an hour, but we don't know for sure, because we have a new government right now and they can make some changes. So before it was 11 something, so now it's $14 an hour. If we're talking about family of 4 and 2 parents, 2 kids, like it's classic situation, of course you can make some adjustment according to your situation. So if one parent will work full-time on minimum wage, which is $14 an hour, he will make $2,240 a month, which give us almost $27,000 a year. Do you remember our video about taxes? You would need to pay taxes on this amount. Either way, if you work on payroll or if you're self-employed, you need to pay taxes. And because it's less than $49,000, then you would pay only 15%, which is the lower amount. These taxes go to government. And again, if your family income is pretty low, they can make some return of taxes that you already paid. So in general, now we have one amount. We have $27,000 a year for one working parent on minimum wage. If we have another parent who would work part-time, it's another $18,000 a year, about $18,000 a year, and $1,500 a month of your income. Because you are, as a family, working together and your income is not very high, it's going to be probably somewhere around $45,000, and you have 2 kids, you will be getting child benefits, and it's almost maximum amount. Right now I know it's about $650 per child a month, but again, according to your situation and your tax income, it could be a little bit lower, but in any case you will get more than $1,000 a month for both kids. It's very helpful here in Canada, especially for newcomers and for new immigrants. So in general, we have about 4,700. It could be plus minus, right? So let's say it could be somewhere between 4,500, between 5,000 a month. Can you survive on this money? Let's take a look. The main expense you can face here, it will be your rent, or rent. At first place it will be rent. With 2 kids, in any case you need 2 bedroom. Doesn't matter, apartment or townhouse or even walkout basement or even just basement. It should be 2 bedroom, one for you guys and one for your kids. And of course, if kids older, then you might need 1 additional bedroom, which is additional cost. Right now in Ontario, in Greater Toronto area, prices for rent pretty high, and you'll be lucky if you can find something between 1,500 and 2,000. So this is very good start, and don't try to find luxury apartment or very nice place, because right now it's all about money, because you need to save and you need to make sure you feel comfortable, and then in the future you can see different areas and you can find some better place. So again, expense would be somewhere between 1,500 and 2,000. Then you need to spend some money for food, depending on family, depending on your situation, if you have some allergies, if you have some preferences, what type of food you eat. You would need somewhere between minimum $800 and $1,000, because first of all you need to buy some essentials, and then you need to buy some fresh food and veggies and all that stuff. And again, if you need something special, it will be more expensive. But we're talking about situation when you're making your food at home and you're not eating out. It's not expense right now. If you want, you'll try and see if it works for you. Because I remember time when it was easier for us to eat out. It was cheaper because kids were smaller and you don't need to buy them separate meals. You can share something. But now if we go somewhere, we need to buy 4 different meals, and it's more expensive than you can cook at home. So you have to consider our numbers we're giving you, they are based on situation when you're cooking at home, and you're not buying like very expensive food. It's simple, basic food that you need on a daily basis. Another expense would be for transportation. Doesn't matter if you're taking public transportation as a bus, subway, or something else, you would need pass for this. Or if you need a car, lease, or we're not talking that you're going to buy a car for cash, because in this case you still need to pay gas and you need to pay insurance. And if you have a lease, you even need to pay lease or finance. You need to pay monthly payments for your car, which could be somewhere between like $300 and $600. It's like minimum, especially for newcomers. Insurance for car is very high. When we just got our first car, we were paying $305 a month one-way insurance, which is like, it wasn't even full coverage because our car was pretty old. So you should consider this transportation expense according to your situation again. And also, if you guys working, then you would need to place your kids in daycare or before and after school if they go to school already. And again, being newcomer, you can use your privileges and you can apply for subsidy, especially when you have a lower income. Then you have a higher chances and to get subsidy faster. In this case, government will pay huge chunk of the money that you have to pay for your kids for daycare or before and after school, and for sometimes for even summer camps. In this case, you still would need to pay something. And again, don't forget that if one parent works full-time, it's impossible to drop off and pick up kids to school and from school. But another parent who works part-time, it depends on which part-time position is that. If it's like few days a week or if it's every day, half of the day, still you can manage your time and you can drop off kids and you can pick them up. So in this case, you don't need any expenses. You won't have any expenses for daycare, and you don't need daycare in general and for even before and after school. But even if you have a subsidy, you should know that you will pay somewhere between $200 and $500 a month for 2 kids. Also, you need cell phone, which sometimes they giving you packages. It's not like you're paying just for cell phones for 2 of you. You can include also internet for your house and cable. And usually when you use 3 services with the same provider, they can give you some discount, and it's actually easier. But even just for phones, if you are going to have some data on your phone, which is internet on the phone, still probably it will be somewhere between $100 and $300, because right now we paying for internet, 2 phones and cable $350 a month with Bell. So depending on your contract, depending on the situation you have, it could be somewhere between 100 and 300. Let's say we're talking about minimum expenses. You won't get like huge data or something, but you still need it. So in this case, we have expenses somewhere between $3,500 and $4,000, which shows you that technically, if you can manage your expenses with food and daycare and some other expenses, it could be enough for one family to survive at first time. Then of course you can see which expense is not very important for you. Of course you need to buy some clothes. Again, buy it smart. Don't buy for full price, buy always on sale, or like there are a lot of options. You can even buy through Facebook Market or Kijiji. You can buy gently used clothes for your kids, especially when they are little and they go to daycare, and like you have some options here, but we just gave you numbers like that. You can't avoid them because you need to pay for rent, for food, for transportation. You can't just sit at home and wait for something. So it gives you idea that with one working parent it's a little bit too hard to manage, but with one working parent and one part-time working parent, it's easier. Again, if your family is bigger, if your family is smaller, your situation could be different, but we just gave you average numbers and average idea for this situation. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you have any questions, just let us know. We'll be happy to help you and make another one, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye now.
Bye.